Hey everybody, Scorpion here. So this weekend I have been graced with my grandkids all weekend long, and they both like to drink out of tumblers. Well, the problem is both of them look the same. And you know, if you have kids, you know good and well that they be fussing over which one's theirs and which one isn't theirs. So I'm going to try to engrave these and send them back home with them. So y'all stick around, let's see how this goes. Okay, so I think I'm ready to try. Alright, so I'm fighting the curve a little bit, which I figured was going to happen. So I'm going to try change it just a wee bit and see if it'll finish getting that other in line. Let's try it again. Alright, so we're still a little out of focus, so let's bring it down a little bit more. And again, this is a 100-watt laser, so I've got a little bit more flexibility. Turn it up. Alright, let's change. Oh. 2800, 180, 21. 2800, 180, 21. Let's try this. Alright, we are definitely getting there, so we'll try to bring it down just a little bit more. And I'm changing it like 2.2 or 0.3 millimeters at a time. That's how much of a difference it's moving, so it's not much. That S is just so far. Alright, let's try again. 2.25. No. It's definitely fading out a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna drop it one more time. I'll go back to an easier setting. 837.15. We'll try that. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the fast cleanup. Alright, I think it's close enough. That S isn't fully in there. But now I'm going to go back to anodized removal. I'm going to remove a hatch. And we're going to try this. See if it won't. Do 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 do. Alright, let's go back to this. That was supposed to be enabled. Alright, here we go. It shouldn't run the second round. We're going to run that a couple times just to kind of let it polish it up a little bit and smooth it. Alright, so even though it's not perfect, now we're going to try something a little bit different. Let's see. Let's try this to see what happens. Can y'all see they're a little yellow now? So that's something I'm going to be looking at getting into probably the next part, well, next year, beginning of the year. Let's see what else we got. See what happens if I run a polish across there. Took the color back off. Interesting. Alright, let's see if we can go back with the yellow again. Well, actually, it's supposed to be gold. Alright. So that's one. It is definitely not perfect, but it is pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we can set up the next one down here. I'll bring y'all back once I get everything set up for that. Alright, so hopefully this one will go faster than the last one. We'll start here. Actually, we're going to go there. Alright, so here we go. So that was just a deep engrave. Now we're going to go to fast cleanup. And then we're going to go to something to help smooth it a little bit, which should be this. And yeah, I know I'm fighting the curve of the cup there. And now we're going to see if we can't put a little bit of color to it. Again, it'll be next year before I really learn this. But I've got a little bit of know-how right now, but as you can see, it turned yellow / gold. If we run it again, it'll normally add it to make it a little bit darker. And there it is, finished tumbler. Alright, so there they are. Tilt it back, you can see the color once you get a little light on there. Of course, it fades out on both sides, which personally I think is kind of cool. This one's the same way. Eventually I will learn, set up the turntable and all, where I can go all the way around and make it all that way. But there's only so much time in a day. But I think for my grandkids, I think they'll be happy with that. They'll know whose cup is whose. They won't have to turn it upside down and look at the bottom to figure it out anymore and dump their drink out. So there it is, finished product. Hope y'all enjoy. See you next time.